I'm like, before they say this one is Ashewo,
you know? Guts, audacity.
You can do it in front of the mirror.
People do it in front of the mirror.
I got curious, like, I want to see the entry and exit. So, I feel stupid saying this. God, may my bum not be outside in the world.
Amen.
Welcome on the E.B.U.N show. We would be discussing infidelity and its consequences on this episode, and of course lessons from Equatorial Guinea and all the things that made the internet go south. With me discussing this is Funto Obadile. She's been my friend all the way from university days. She's a mother and a confectioner. Hey Funti.
Hey EBJ.
Yeah, that name EBJ.
That's why I have you saved.
Most of these people do not know EBJ.
Should we tell them?
Let's leave that. You're welcome on the E.B.U.N show again.
Thank you again.
It's been 2 years since the last time we were on the show together, and we're talking about tips for women in their 30s, right?
Exactly.
Or the flabby tummy, all the things that have come down.
They shall rise again.
They shall rise again.
In our minds too.
And you see, that video did well. It's still one of the most viewed on the channel.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm going to put the link in the description. You should see it again. We're talking about things, our worries, the good things in the 30s, the bad things, and
lessons, I believe. The lessons that we've learned.
Yeah, the lessons that we've learned. We're still in our 30s, though we're closer to 40s now. We still look good.
Period.
Period.
Like the Gen Zs will say.
Okay, so let's go into the show for the day.
Okay.
Well, it seems more married women are cheating these days. What do you think they're looking for?
Payback. Payback is my first, well, that's one of the things I believe, but mostly for payback. I'm not one that thinks that women just cheat for the love of it. Some probably do, actually. But based on our training, our backgrounds, and the fact that women are probably shamed more for cheating, so I believe that a lot of women will probably do it for payback as against just
like the man has cheated to some point. And
exactly. Exactly.
So all those Equatorial Guinea women are payback?
Well, I've not really thought much about their whys, but I would say that maybe dissatisfaction, but I don't think a woman would live, the kind of life she has and then go in search for something that is not missing. So there must be something missing, or, it could be, like I said, my first thought will be payback. So revenge in that case, or they're looking for something.
Yeah, I think I'll pick it up from looking for something. It could be satisfaction.
Yeah.
Men might not want to believe that some women might be as demanding as men are when it comes to sex.
True.
And we're not trying to give excuses for cheating, but it is what it is.
Exactly.
A woman too might be looking for something.
True.
Maybe in the context of marriage, it is just that when the man is done, is done. It doesn't matter if the woman wants more or how she wants it.
Exactly.
And then she finds someone outside who maybe just gives it to her. It's about her alone.
Yeah.
And it's not, the man just wants to satisfy the woman. And once you do it, to come back might be quite difficult.
Yeah.
So it might be satisfaction, because just the same way men will feel, there's this way the lady makes me feel outside.
Exactly.
It could be the same thing for and we might just have some women who are just driven.
Exactly.
To just want to
That's
explore.
a part that a lot of us don't, look into, because we are raised up to be conservative. So we are not expressive first of all, through our words. And then, a lot of people don't express except they're like with people they are very, very comfortable with. So we're ashamed for speaking up. We're ashamed for expressing our desires as well. So it's either this or that. It's extremes. You are very conservative or you're very, let me use the word crazy, and ready to explore.
In marriage, early on in marriage, I used to be shy even with my own husband. Like maybe there's something he's doing and I quite like it, and then he just moves on to something else. To say, can you stay on that? Or there's something in my head I want you to do, and I'm like, before they say this one is Ashewo, you know?
I've struggled with that as well.
Yeah.
I still struggle with it, actually.
Me, I'm learning to open up now. Baba, can you stay where you're at? Or can you do it? So, because if you keep at that, you could pent up energies too is not good.
True.
A woman might not have wanted to start out like that. You go to work and maybe someone you already are cool with, like you and that person just gel at work, and somehow there's privacy, and then the best person just rubs against you, then everything goes voila.
Or maybe the person even just compliments you, something you're not used to getting from home. You know how they say that, when you get used to something, you don't appreciate it. There's a saying for it, which is not coming to my head right now. But then you tend to overlook a lot of things that are within your reach. And so when someone outside says, oh, your hair is nice, or did you just do your eyebrows? And you're like, this guy knows about eyebrows. Okay, you notice. Yes, I just got my eyebrows done. And then from there, feelings start to creep in. And you feel you're appreciated better, which might not actually be so. Maybe he's just very observant, and they said the grass is greener. It's not greener on the other side.
It looks
but
greener.
A lot of people think it is greener on the other side until you experience it, and then you start to compare. Initially, though, it seems greener, but then in the eventuality of it, it's not as green as you
counting the years.
So that's why I hear that a lot of men say that, oh, they actually do love their wives or their children, but this one was just a desire and all. And I hear also that in the heat of the moment when they're with like their concubines or whatever, they actually express love. And then my pastor also says that the proof of love is giving. So you don't give to your wife or you don't give to your children as much as you give to this other woman. So how does that prove love? There's a comparison there, and then I still don't understand it, because I've tried. I really have tried to look at it from both perspectives. I also feel people are not ready to open up on issues like
truthful.
this. Yes, because in secrecy, a lot of things can be done and said, So until the breeze blows and the file opens up, we will not know.
But what do you think make married women so comfortable making sex tapes while cheating?
Guts, audacity. I don't think it's the pleasure of the moment, because I think women are wired to overthink things. Maybe not overthink, but think deeply on things. I can't be that, crazed for sex and then I'm willing to do a video with someone who is not my partner. I mean, we're even warned against doing videos like that with your partners who you're not married to, or even with your husbands, because if shit hits the fan, you don't know what the person is going to come at you with. So now doing it with someone else who is even related to you or
Balthazar, I don't know what he gave this woman.
He's got,
and they're looking at the camera together.
So they have he has their approval.
Yeah.
And then they're
is it so sweet that after the first time, you say, I'll do your video if you want another one. I say, do my video, I want to the other. I don't know.
Sounds crazy. Or do they watch it together and then, this was nice, maybe we should do I don't know. In fact, it also seems as crazy to me as people that do it in front of the mirror. I'm like, what are you looking for?
Okay,
do you want to?
You can do it in front of the mirror.
People do it in front of the mirror. I mean, just as people do it in front of the camera. I'm like, what are you looking for?
Baby.
Are you trying to see what you haven't seen?
In front of the mirror.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
So let's talk about filming the act. Have you made a movie yourself? before?
Filming.
Actor.
Filming. I do sneak peeks.
Pictures?
Yeah. Pictures.
You have time
I don't think.
to set the...
No, wait, though. What are we talking about exactly?
filming what?
No, now, wait. No, what I'm talking about
Filming
is...
the act.
Okay.
Oh. I think I did once.
Sexting.
You actually set the camera.
No, you did not know. I did.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm not judging. I would ask why.
You don't judge.
No,
you
no,
don't
no,
judge.
no.
That's our cool.
I would ask why though.
So here's the thing.
Okay.
Okay, let me answer your why. I feel that men enjoy it more because they see the act. But you know, you woman, you are positioning for it. You actually don't see it. So I got curious. Like, I want to see the entry and exit. So I feel stupid saying this.
Or
So
do you want to analyze it?
No, really. I
Review.
was like, guess what? Let me even finish my gist. So the fun was, I didn't even have it in my head to do it. So
Okay.
I just found my phone on the bed, and I was just like, I just said, it didn't even know because I was carrying the phone like this.
I don't get it. You were not distracted.
I was, but I was
Motion.
No, I was still motioning.
Oh my God.
These details are too much now, Funto. What's
I
going
just
on?
need to understand. You ask questions to understand.
When I finished and I looked at it, I actually had to tell him that I did this. And I was like, you did?
See your ass.
And guess what? It was not even irritating to me to go back. Like, see yourself in the act. I just deleted. My husband said, okay, so what do you want to use it for? Honestly, I don't know what I wanted it for.
It from your spam as well. That'd be from the...
From everywhere possible.
Okay.
Because in my right senses, I do not want to keep that. Because even when you say you have deleted it, you see, these things are very, very, very sensitive.
They are actually.
Like you said, when things no longer go smoothly, you don't know the kind of animal that is in your partner whom you claim to love. When everything goes well, you see the best side of people.
Exactly.
But maybe you never can tell how terrible a fight
how dirty the person,
can go when these issues go south, and then the person begins to taunt you. But let's even leave that. Everything goes on well. You go to the repairer to repair your phone, and then they get access to these things, and it becomes a problem. And you see, people take pleasure in selling these things to porn sites and everything, and your children see their mommy.
They pay good money for it.
They, God forbid, in the name of Jesus.
Not at my expense.
So, yeah, you go.
I haven't actually. I'm not that curious. I don't think I am. Well, honestly, I've been exposed to pornography, and it's not something that I find pleasurable to see. Maybe also because I'm a woman and I, react more with my ears. So seeing it is just like, it's too much. This is overload, sensory overload. But then I don't feel the need to. And then also, I just don't want anybody coming at me with my news or a video that I've done when I was high or what. I've actually never been high, so maybe I cannot relate. Also, I don't feel like, I'm so, I'm rushing into it. I'm so excited. No, I think I'm more with my senses a lot of the time. That's been logical, actually. So I'd rather be logical than, senseless in this case, as far as I'm concerned.
Senseless like this.
Maybe you were not in full control of your faculties. You have been irrational.
Okay,
I'm not judging, Sha.
So how would you confront a cheating partner? Unlike these days, some people actually catch them red and then record them and post them on social media.
I can be very stoic. I may come across as like cold sometimes, a lot of times actually. I'm not very expressive. Some years ago, I probably break down crying and still not say anything. Or not express as much as is in my heart too. Now I'm more like, okay, let's take it back, gather all the evidence, and then, state it. And then I have made a decision at that point. So I'm like, okay, these are the facts. You cannot deny it. I've thought about it, and this is what I want to do. So that is how I would confront it now. But years ago, I'd probably just be crying and all that, and when kata is running down your nose, you can't express yourself properly. You're probably being very emotional, which obviously I still can be. But right now, I'm like, gather all the evidence. And I watch a lot of investigation, discovery, so it's more like gather all the evidence so that there's no denying it. And nobody is going to, guilt trip you or make you feel as if, why were you snooping? Or what were you looking for? Or no, you're being dramatic, you're crazy, things like that. No, when you lay down all the evidence, there's nowhere to run.
In my case, it depends on the personality you meet at the moment. So, I think I've been confrontational. I don't have issues with the lady. It's my husband that is the problem.
Exactly.
Like, I'm not saying my husband did, do you understand? But there have been times of, Oga, what's going on? I saw your charts. Like, you should be able to know that there's something this woman is looking for.
True.
And like you said, gather evidence, don't just be silly. So when I tell you, before, sometimes I'm like, do you want to tell me what's going on? He knows that I've seen some things, like, Oga, you know me. My nose has been everywhere. So when I say,
even if you're being dramatic,
like,
it's necessary.
What's going on? I've seen this, I've seen that. Or sometimes I just say, that's why I said it depends on which side. Do you want to tell me by yourself?
The whole truth and nothing
but
but the truth.
And nothing but the truth before. And there are sometimes of, which one do you want? Like, it can be gangster. Do you understand? So sometimes I say that, and there are sometimes I say, at this moment, I can take anything you tell me. Funny enough, it's more scary for men because they don't believe that. But I feel every woman has that. See, at those moments, when a woman tells you, I can take this thing,
hit me.
Tell her.
True.
Tell her, because at that moment she has prepared for the worst.
But they don't believe.
They don't believe.
Because I say that my imagination has gone further than it probably is.
Do you understand?
So when you tell me, might even trivialize it a little bit.
Can you just handle the truth?
No, but I'm saying
we are processing.
If Abi, you have truths that you want to say now.
Speak now or forever.
Speak now. But honestly, I think, but one thing I don't think is necessary is filming. Like, you might maybe film for your own, but putting it on the internet is a shame to not just the people, but to you.
I don't think he intended for it to get to the internet. Do you think?
Shady Baltazar.
Yeah.
No. I'm not even talking about the guy's case. I'm
like
just saying
personal.
that if you catch your partner in the act,
okay,
I think it is more shameful for you. And maybe it's a good time to talk about the Baltazar kind of guy, the situation. But I feel that, and the question that comes to mind is, he didn't by himself put it. I don't know what intention he had to have filmed that much and keep it. I was talking with my husband, and my husband said maybe it's his new fetish. It's a very stupid kind of fetish, because then you see, because I told myself I wasn't going to analyze it.
Okay.
Do you understand? Because I do not believe, I don't want this show to be the one to send people to go and watch porn.
Okay.
Because it is porn.
It is.
But you see, you are filming something. You see that even the sex is half-hearted. They are saying something on the TV. It's not when you want to make love with your partner, sometimes your eyes are closed, you want to soak in everything, but that's not, that's not the case here. Like, I'm like,
they're putting up a show.
What is going on? But beyond that, now that everything is in the open, my head is going to those women. Like, what state are they in now? They have families, they have husbands.
I hear that there's been suicide.
There's been?
Yes. One was confirmed. I don't know if the other one was, but I don't know who. I just heard, so I'm not sure. But I heard that one of them committed suicide.
It would be terrible,
especially if they have children. And then what will their husbands also be feeling?
So I was telling my husband that it is very shameful on the woman, seeing all the birds outside your bum bum. God, may my bum bum not be outside in the world.
Amen.
you forgive infidelity?
Wait, before we go to let's talk about this thing, because, and I said it is more shameful for even their husbands. You know, men have pride and ego, like my wife. So it is bad enough that you found someone hitting your wife, maybe in a way you've not even handled her before,
and she seems to be enjoying
it and gave her consent. It is demoralizing. Like, that's a kill for any man.
True.
That's one. Now it is being filmed, and then it is now in the world. There's no pride for that man again. You might even find some men developing health issues from that. Because I mean, your woman, that you have a woman to yourself, is a pride for men.
Yes,
and now
you can control.
Your man is not. Your woman is not only with one man, is with the world.
Exactly. Because even apart from it being shown to the world now, like, this same man is with like 399 other women.
Not exclusive to.
I mean, which relationship are we keeping? Even if you have an open marriage, that's too open. You know, it doesn't make any sense.
Plus the fact that this man did not even protect, you know, so it just comes to the fact that where's morality in the world as we speak?
Yeah.
As in, what will women now go to any extent just for pleasure?
At this point, I don't even know, because I would have said a woman is more conservative, even if she is indeed crazy or willing to. But then how many women have proved me wrong? So I'm beginning to question. I'm questioning a lot of things right now. You know, things are not as we know it anymore. You know, especially even in, you know, the world, because women are shamed more for, you know, being excessive, let's put it that way, you know. And even if you want to be crazy or a tiger or whatever, just be that in your room or in your private space. I know, but now that they've put it all over the internet and everybody has access to the internet, even children, you know, it's sad. It's scary as well.
Yeah, but you know, you said something that as we know it. But you see, I think the internet just brought a lot of things to the fore, right? Because we now have clubs, we have escorts that are men. So it means that women have indulged themselves over time.
Exactly.
Yeah, it has just come to a level that we all now are saying, has it gotten to this? But then, I want us to think about the flip side. In the long run, is it worth it?
Doesn't worth it. I mean, it's not worth it. It doesn't make any sense for either party, because if you look at it wholly, you're looking at the family, the children, even the parents of these people involved. I mean, it's something that you don't want your parents to watch.
To see.
Not even with you and your husband. Like, you don't want that kind of thing out in the open.
Wow.
So it has brought more destruction, in my opinion, as far greater than they probably would have thought. And in the eventually of it, I don't know, I heard about the death of someone. So that's terrible. That's terrible. And we don't even know if this person eventually made peace with the family or whatever the issue was. You know, it's terrible.
I think if we think about things, like you said, holistically, you know, there could be some hormones running at the point where you really want it. But I hope that each one of us has checks in our minds to say we do not sear our consciences. Like, okay, I don't give a hook. Whatever happens, happens. But at the end of the day, it doesn't always end at whatever happens. Because
always happens.
Something always happens. There would always, because that playboy would eventually want more. Than you bargained for, and then you cannot meet up, and then there's this threat for blackmail. You're scared. Even if it is not open in the world, there are health issues because you're always scared that someone has your sex tape and might just throw it in the open every time. Well, in the case of some of our celebrities that had happened in the past, some even feel, oh, it's a show for fame and all of that. But in your mind, if we are being truthful, you know, people scarcely come out to say, I am sorry, I own up to this thing. They just want to, in the case of sex tape, really, in years to come, your child would see that. How do you want to morally correct your children that, okay, there are certain things that are wrong? Or would you still be proving gangster to your children, like, I'm good.
Or you have enough money to delete it off the internet. People have
The whole
seen
of the internet. Some people have it downloaded. True. Or delete it, it's coming back. So we might want to think about these things and just call ourselves back. And guess what? You will always find people you like.
True.
I was at a salon sometimes back, and ladies were having a discussion that this is someone I did not end up marrying someone I loved. There are so many factors that it could be the parents not giving their consent, and I'm like, see, you've married this person. When we were younger, then I was feeling, what are these people talking about? But as we grow older, we feel that yes, these feelings can come back.
True.
These feelings, like you just hit it up with someone that maybe genotype put you guys apart at some point, but you genuinely love that person. Or maybe religion was the factor for both of you, and eventually you meet in the future and the spark just comes alive again.
Yeah.
We understand that this kind of things happen, but at the end of the day, life is about making sacrifices. You have to let things go. It might be difficult, but girl, you gotta do it.
You have no choice.
Yeah, and Funty, that's it on our show today. They've been doing like this for us. It's just natural with us. We can go.
They should cut whatever they want to cut. Let's do
We can go on all day.
Yeah.
But I hope we've been able to make sense to you. You're always part of these conversations. The comment section is there for you to be part of this talk. Whatever your experiences, whatever your thoughts and opinions are, please let us have them. And that's it on the episode today. Funty, thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you too for staying the time with us. Subscribe, like, and share. Bye.
Bye. It's my ink hand. Bye.
Growing up, she beats. Tiemi, you beat me, Koda.
Yeah, but
I
how
should be
were
beating your
you?
children. How well were I?
Sometimes I say until you become a parent, you don't know what your parents went through concerning food. And that child keeps saying or doing those things. And you be like, this child. You understand? Sometimes you might want to lean towards a child.
Because you always used to put me in trouble and they used to have your side. So I felt they preferred her.